My magazine is called Bass, which is a dance music magazine aimed at young adults who enjoy dance music and dance music culture. My music magazine follows generic conventions of real music magazines. I have researched these conventions prior to making my magazine by researching other music magazines. For my cover page, I analysed a copy of DJ Mag and found that their conventions included a masthead, cover lines, a barcode, banners, and a main cover image. Later on, when I started to design my magazine, I based my music magazine on a copy of Mixmag. I have developed on several elements of Mixmag cover page in my magazine. For my flat plans, I took ideas mainly from Mixmag, which helped me with deciding where to place everything on my pages and to make it look as close to a real magazine as possible. Mixmag's name represents the fact that mixing is a major part in dance music. For my magazine, I have chosen the name Bass because bass is one of the main elements of dance music. Their masthead goes along the top of the page, which mine does as well, but doesn't stretch the width of the page, making it similar to that of DJ Mag. However, Mixmag's masthead goes underneath the cover model's head. Mine goes above because, unlike Mixmag and DJ Mag, my magazine isn't an established brand that everyone recognises. Once my magazine has become successful and is a recognised brand by the industry, then I can do what these magazines do and move a masthead behind the subject. The colours of my masthead are colours that are basic as well as eye-catching: light blue, black and white. I originally planned my main cover line to be placed at the bottom of the page, but this meant there would be a lot of blank space on the page, so I moved it to the middle to not only avoid this, but to make it similar to the positioning of Mixmag's cover line. The main cover line's position also makes it more closely anchored to my main cover image and connotes what my double page spread is about. I have made all my cover lines similar to Mixmag by placing a black background behind the text. I have also used the same set of fonts used on this page in the rest of my magazine to create a house style. I have also included a set of album reviews cover lines at the top of the right of the page to briefly mention what artists my magazine features and what my target audience will listen to. The design of this follows a section that Mixmag have on the bottom right of their cover page that details other artists featured in their magazine. I have used a medium close-up shot of my model for the main cover image. It was taken in portrait orientation in front of the white wall. This background was easy to edit out and was replaced by a black and white gradient. The model outlined by a faint white glow to fit in with the style of the magazine. The model is staring into the camera in a direct gaze to show they are talking to the audience. I have also included another picture with a circle-shaped cover line, which is anchored to another article. I was originally going to use this cover line on its own, but added the picture to fill in the blank space on the page. The original photo was taken in my back garden and originally showed 4 models staring in a direct gaze. The picture had to be heavily edited due to the fact that one of the people in the picture was already on the cover page. The background was also changed to one of the club scenes to fit in with the article it is anchored to. The colours were also changed to orange and a glow was added to the back of my models to stand out from the rest of the other features on the page. In both photos, the clothes that my models are wearing are similar to the sort of clothes that people in my target audience wear. 2 other features I've included on my cover page include a new cell line banner in the top right corner to connote that this is a new publication and to help attract my audience to buy my magazine, and a barcode situated on the bottom left of the page which also shows the issue number, date, price and website address. My issue number and date were originally placed in the top left, but to associate my magazine with leading magazines, I moved it to the bottom with the barcode. For my contents page, I researched the conventions of a contents page by using an image of a DJ Mag contents page. A contents page should include a header showing the magazine logo and the heading contents, page numbers, subheadings for similar article subjects, and show a plain background. When I came to designing my magazine, I based my plan on Mixmag. In Mixmag, the logo, issue date and contents heading are featured on the top of the page. A similar approach has been applied to Bass by placing the logo in the corner and using my house style for the heading and date. The features section has page numbers and article names in the main house style font, Swiss 921BT, and the subheading in the magazine's secondary font, Myriad Pro, the same fonts that I've used on the cover page. This is similar to what Mixmag have done with their contents page, although I haven't categorised my pages like the other magazines do, as there aren't many on their page like with other magazines. The main contents image differs slightly to the one on the cover. In this one, the model is posing in a different position. Also included is a cover story shape to anchor the image to the cover page, as well as the page number to anchor the details in the features column. Mixmag's main image also has a source subheading under the page number, which I haven't included because it's already well detailed in the features column. The other three images include page numbers anchored to the features section. The two pictures and the models were also taken in the same location as the cover image and the main image on the contents page, so editing this wasn't a problem. The bottom of the page features a footer used on all pages of my magazine, including the page number, issue date, and the website address. For my double-page spread research, I looked into the conventions of a double-page spread by looking at one from Q. This may have been outside my genre of music I chose, but showed a good design of a double-page spread. The double-page spread included using the same font throughout the article, using drop caps letters, using a decent-sized gutter between columns to keep the columns separate, and also featured a footer at the bottom of the page. My flat pans were inspired by an article in a copy of Mixmag, which I adapted on. I however changed some elements to make it similar to what I already have on my main cover page. It incorporated some elements of Mixmag's double-page spread. I have used a header at the top of the page to show that these pages are the cover story. There is also a header on the artist's name, Jason Young, and a pull quote from the article lower down, like Mixmag have done. At the bottom there is writing and photography credits, which Mixmag included at the top of their article. The article begins with a drop cap letter to show that this is the beginning of the article and that it isn't continued from another page. The introductory paragraph is in italics to tell it apart from the rest of the article, which is in a question and answer form, bold for questions and plain formatting for the answers. Mixmag does this the same with their article, although their introductory paragraph is in bold, showing that all bold text is the writer and the plain text the artist. The photo I have chosen is one that is in landscape orientation and also works as a background for the text because of the picture's nighttime setting. The background has a shallow depth of field to stand out from the subject in the foreground. I have flipped the picture so the subject is on the left instead of the right, and made the subject black and white to stand out from the rest of the image, which keeps the orange night lights in the background.